What's up, guys? Marjack79 here, and as you can see by the title, today I wanted to talk about the characters that I think is going to be included in the new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So now we all know that the theme with this particular game in the franchise is that all the previous characters from all the other games in the franchise are included, among a few extras like Ridley, the Inklings, Daisy, etc. But I don't think that's going to be it, to be completely honest, man. I think they're going to introduce some more of the skin characters and some new versions of characters too. And for my list, I'm going to have my own personal wants and who I think should be included in the new version of the game. So it's definitely my opinion, speaking from the heart, not necessarily my brain, who I would personally would like to see included in the game. Strictly speaking from the heart. Now, obviously, this is my opinion. That's not to say that any of these characters would be included. Actually, I feel like some of these characters on my list have already been confirmed that they're not going to be in there at all. So, I say we go on ahead and let's get started with the first one, and that is, yep, I did it, people. Waluigi. He's definitely my number 5 on who I think should have been included in the new Super Smash Bros. Man, I think at this point he is pretty much the only main kind of Mario franchise character that has not been included in a Super Smash Bros. Yet. So with the inclusion of Daisy, I mean he's the only one that's left, man. So I don't know, it was just like a little bit absurd to me that they left him out. I mean, I know that he's still in the game as an assist trophy, but I feel like they could have maybe just copied either the Luigi style, but I know that he's tall, so I mean, it's not even that, that I really even like the character. It's just extremely odd to me that they have Mario, Luigi, Bowser Jr., all the Koopalings, Peach, Daisy, Rosalina. Well, they don't have a version of Toad, but, how is Toad going to fight in a game? So I guess you got that. But pretty much every main Mario character is in the game now at this point, except Waluigi. But I mean, and if you wanted to make him into like an original character, what I think that they should have done was maybe like have his fighting style of him use some dance moves, because you know how he was the bad guy in the Mario mix, Dance Revolution. I think that's an idea that they can use. Or they could have went with, all his styles in Mario Strikers Charged, or the Mario Tennis games, or the Mario Baseball. Maybe have him use a baseball, tennis racket, or some breakdancing kick moves for his attacks. I think that would have been a good idea, man. And maybe they'll throw us a curveball and pretend that maybe Waluigi is still an assist trophy, and maybe he'll be a playable character too. I highly doubt it, honestly, but I think that would be really cool. And again, Waluigi has never been my favorite character, but again, it's just odd that they include Daisy in that form and then not put him in too. Just saying, it's just weird. All right, moving on. That's right, people. Shout out to all you Sonic fans out there. I had to go with Shadow the Hedgehog, man. If you've been following my channel for quite a while, I've been a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog for the majority of my life, since about 1992. So yeah, man, there was no way I was making this list without including Shadow, man. I feel like this would definitely be the easiest reskin, man. Because I feel like pretty much everybody outside of the Sonic community knows that, his and Sonic's like movesets are completely the same. Now, if you dive deep into the Sonic mythology, you know that it's specific traits and powers that Chaos has that differentiates him from Sonic. But I mean, if you were just trying to do a reskin with like the basic, speed, the spin dash, the homing attack, just the simple, 1-2 punch in the kick, that could easily be done. I mean, you can throw in his final smash and make him Super Shadow. You can even maybe throw in a few of his projectile attacks too. Maybe like a few homing attacks or something or whatnot. I definitely think that would be very, very cool, man. I would love to see him included in this version of Smash Brothers for sure. I think it would be a welcome inclusion, and it would continue to put the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise back on the right track. You know, yeah, especially since the debacle of Sonic Forces. I'll say it again, the debacle of Sonic Forces. You know, some people liked it. You know, it's cool, man. It's cool. You know, I respect you. You know, it definitely was a game that had its flaws, but then we have the perfection of the game that was Sonic Mania. So yeah, man. I think this would be an easy inclusion to the game, and I am convinced that it's definitely possible that it could happen due to the fact that they have not shown Shadow's assist trophy yet, but they have shown assist trophies for Knuckles. So, and they have shown Tails in the game as well, but we have not seen Shadow yet. So that's what makes me believe that it is definitely a strong possibility that we might see him. So my fingers are crossed, man. My fingers are crossed. So let's make it happen. All right, moving on. Henderson and Go-Go, baby. That's right, Beautiful Joe. I feel like if there was an obscure character that's in all of our past, or at least in my video game past, that would be perfect for Smash Brothers, for the style, for the game, the art style. This is the character. Beautiful Joe is perfect for Smash Brothers. I mean, I know he's owned by Capcom, Cloverfield Studios. I don't even think that's a thing anymore. But man, I don't know if you played through Beautiful Joe or Beautiful Joe 2, you most definitely would understand why this was one of my top choices for him to be included in Smash Bros. I mean, he has an awesome moveset. I mean, he can speed up time, he can slow down time, and be like hit super fast, and when he hits super slow, it makes his punches more powerful. He can become on fire. I mean, he can throw his head thing as like a boomerang. He's got that cool flowing pink cape. He's got that cool red outfit. Just his games are great, man. I would definitely go as far as to say that his 2 games was one of the Nintendo GameCube's best games for sure. I love these 2 games, man. And I was so sad when instead of making Beautiful Joe 3, they made Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble. And you know, I understand what they were trying to do, because Red Hot Rumble, if you remember it, was a game that was trying to replicate the magic of Super Smash Brothers. Absolutely, for sure. You know, I think it just would have been, and I think that came out during a time where Melee was still at just the highlights of highlights. It just dominated the scene. So everybody was trying to cap off of that magic. So I think if they just would have been more patient and maybe released the 3rd game of the series and maybe progressed into the PlayStation 3 and Wii and the Xbox 360 and generation of consoles, I think it would have gotten way more better. This is definitely one of these series that I was very sad when it just couldn't make that transition over to the next series of consoles. So, now we've seen him on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But I would love to see him make a comeback for Super Smash Bros. Man, great choice, great choice. All right, moving on, and we're on to number 4, the masterpiece that is Okami. Yeah, man, I love this game too. I originally played Okami on the Nintendo Wii, and it was easily one of my favorite games from the console, man. Her movesets, you know, the story, you know, her origin, you know, the combat system. It was pretty much a Japanese painting in the style of a video game that played just like the best of The Legend of Zelda. I feel like that's the best way to describe it. Let me repeat that for you. It was a Japanese painting that is a video game that played just like the best from the Legend of Zelda. Yeah, it was that good. Then that's exactly why they keep remaking it for each new generation of consoles. You know, it came out originally on PS2, it came to the Nintendo Wii, came out on PS3, and now it's came out on PlayStation 4 as well. It's a great game. It's a great character. The music is wonderful. Yeah, man, I would love to see an Okami, the character, come game, and I would love to see some soundtracks and some stages like Hannah Valley. I think that would be beautiful, man. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. I would love to see an inclusion of her in one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, I think that is definitely the beauty of Smash Brothers. It's just seeing, your favorite games just come together and just become something spectacular, man. So I think that's what draws so many people into the world of Smash Brothers. All right, how about let's do some honorable mentions. All right, for our first honorable mention, we have Dark Samus. It's definitely a cool character from the Metroid Prime trilogy. I think this would definitely be an easy, reskin of Samus that they could do as well. She actually already exists as an assist trophy, so it's probably not going to happen. But still, it's a character that I enjoyed because I love Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, and I would like to see her as a playable character. They kind of already have a skin or a recoloring of Samus as her in the game already, but I would like to see her just in the game as her own character with her own phase-on abilities and movesets. I think that would be really cool. All right. Now, next we have with Link. You gotta have him, man. I had to include him, man, and as at least an honorable mention. We got all these Links in the game now, man. We have at least 4 to 5 different versions of Link. We have Young Link from Ocarina of Time. We have Wind Waker Link. We have Breath of the Wild Link. So it looks like Twilight Princess Link is not included in this version currently. So I think this is a perfect opportunity if you're not going to include a skin of Twilight Princess Link, because with the new Link, they have the Champion's tunic from Breath of the Wild, and then they have the regular green Breath of the Wild tunic for Link, but the Twilight Princess tunic is not there. So I think instead of that, we should get a brand new character for Wolf Link. Yeah, man, I think that would be great, and I don't think anybody would complain about it. His moveset would be unique. There's not really any four-legged fighters in the game, so yeah, I think that would be a wonderful inclusion. All right, so now we got honorable mention, and it is none other than Dixie Kong. Yep, I think this would be a very easy reskin to do with Diddy Kong. So yeah, because their movesets I feel like would be pretty much the same as well. I've never been really a too huge a fan of the Donkey Kong Country games, but I just think, but I know she has a very huge fan base, and I just think that it would be a pretty easy character to include. And she really doesn't exist as an assist trophy, or she really hasn't made any appearance in Smash Brothers at all. So I think it's definitely time now for her to go ahead and make her first appearance in the game as a reskin character. All right, and for the final one, I had to do it, man. If you follow my channel, I'm a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan, so I couldn't make a dream list for Smash Brothers and not include Goku in it somehow. I don't even really know how I feel about it. If they somehow included Goku in Smash Brothers, I would be like, okay. I'm not complaining about it, but it's just weird. Goku, he's one of my favorite, characters across any media of all time, and anything that he's involved in, I'm gonna be a fan of. So yeah. All right, man. The moment of truth. This is coming up now. The character that I think must have a spot in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Drum roll. And we have, that's right, boys and girls, Banjo freaking Kazooie, man. If there was one character that I loved during my childhood that I was absolutely shocked that never got included in like Super Smash Brothers, the original Smash Brothers, and Super Smash Brothers Melee, Banjo Kazooie was definitely the one, man. Yeah, I played the 64 title pretty much right after I played Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda. I feel like the original Banjo Kazooie is right up there with those two games, man. It was that good. Yeah, their moveset, the platforming, the story, the weather elements that was in the game, their attacks, collecting the jiggies, the side characters, the funny. It was funny. It was just fun. It was just such a fun game, man. Such a fun game. They would blend into Smash Brothers like no other. I mean, there's just not even really anything else to be said. They would be the perfect duo to enter Super Smash Brothers. And the funny thing is, I feel like Duck Hunt, a character that's already in the game, is kind of exactly how they would play, at least something similar to it. So that's why I know that they can be done. I mean, you can even do a reskin from Duck Hunt and include them in there. I don't know what Nintendo needs to do with Rare to work out something to get them in the game. Maybe make them like an assist trophy. But no, actually, you know what? No, I don't even want them as an assist trophy. They need to be a character. Simple as that. They were a part of the Nintendo 64 Renaissance, man, for sure. I mean, if you there's no way you mention Super Mario 64, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye 007, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Perfect Dark. There's no way you don't include Banjo Kazooie in a greatest list of all time for the Nintendo 64 and the sequel to Banjo Tooie. You can't do it. The only people that didn't like Banjo Kazooie are the people that didn't play it. and I'll just leave it at that, man. Alright, that concludes my list for my most wanted characters in Super Smash Bros. Hope everybody enjoyed the list. If you agree with it, then go on ahead and hit that like button, man. I would really appreciate it. And if you disagree with it, still go on ahead and hit that like button anyways, but post a comment and let me know what your most wanted characters are. Again, this is my opinion, and I don't know if any of these characters will get confirmed or not, or mentioned at all, or anything like that either. But for these characters to get involved, that would make the game perfect for me personally. So alright, so on that note, I think we'll go ahead and end our list here. So if you want to follow more content just like this, I'm posting a bunch of Super Smash Bros. Content in the future. Hope you look forward to it. And if you would like to see it, you can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79, facebook.com/marjack79, at marjack79 on Twitter, and at marjack79 on Instagram. All them good old social media contacts. So alright guys, until then, I will see everybody on the next one. I'll catch you later guys. Bye.